Championship away kits. We've got a bit of a mixed bag in here today. So you see us do it with the home kits. Today we will be ranking every Championship away kit. We've also got some home kits to go over as well that we didn't mention last time. So as of recording, the vast majority of Championship clubs have released their away kit, which we'll be going over today. If you'd like to see me do this for some third kits, some goalkeeper kits as well, we've had some interesting ones of those come out, then leave a like on today's video. Before we do hop into anything though, a big shout out to our sponsors over at OneFootball. As always, you can find the new OneFootball app in the top line of the description down below. With this new season right around the corner, if you want to keep updated with everything going on around the footballing world when it comes to your club, OneFootball is really handy to do for that. Check out all the recent transfer news, speculation, the latest stats with your players, and get live updates to your phone whenever a goal does go in. So find the OneFootball app in the top line down below. But without any further ado, let's hop into this one. Starting out with Barnsley, who've gone for a white kit this year with these black trimmings. Now the black on white I think looks really nice. I like how they've redesigned the Barnsley badge to go in with that colour scheme as well. The sponsor doesn't look too out of place. If you look into the detailings of this shirt, they've got these little hexagons going on all around it, and for me personally it just gives it a bit of an odd look to it. I'm not sure how visible they'll actually be when you're watching the football match from the stands, but 6.5 out of 10. I like the colour scheme on it, but those hexagons aren't doing it for me. After that we then get to the Birmingham kit. Now Nike have done a good job with this one, I think. The home kit wasn't really digging for Birmingham, but this time round, a much cleaner entry. I like what they've done with the sleeves, a slightly different shade of red. The Birmingham badge contrasts really well with it. The sponsor doesn't look too out of place. Very much looks like an England away kit or something like that. To be honest, Nike pretty much got the North End away kit from last season, which was discontinued because all of our fans complained about it. Copy and pasted it to this year, but no complaints from me. I like it. 8 out of 10. Blackburn Rovers yet to release their away kit, but we'll mention their home one since we didn't go through that one last time. And Umbro coming in with a really solid effort for this one, I must say. I like the contrast of it, the half and half, and then how they've reversed the colours on the sleeves as well. Red trims look really good on this one. Sponsor I'm not the biggest fan of, but overall really solid shirt. That's a 7 out of 10. After that we then get to the Bournemouth kit. Now if you recall from my home kit video, Bournemouth's home kit was in my top 2. What do I make of the away kit? I think they've also done a fairly good job on this one as well, to be honest with you. They've tried to do something different without completely overdoing it, I think. That shade of blue looks absolutely fantastic, and then they got a few of the darker shades going through. I like once again how they've redesigned the badge for this one as well, giving that white tint to fit in with it. The vitality looks good. I think because you've got so much going on in the middle of the shirt, you don't really need to mess around with too much going on around like with the collar or around the sleeves or anything like that. Overall, really solid shirt. Probably prefer the home kit, but they've done a good job there. 8 out of 10. And then we get to Bristol City. Now I can already tell this one's going to split opinions in the comments down below. For me personally, this one had so much potential, but then just fell at the last hurdle. Lime and purple, as a concept, I like it. Bristol City have had some banging kits over the years, especially when they were made by Bristol Sport, and they came so close to making a good kit here, but there's two things which just ruin it for me. Number one's the sponsor. I think it looks a little bit cheap and tacky waxed on there. That giant M which is on there takes up a whole bunch of the shirt. It looks a bit flimsy and something that'll come off in the wash. And the other bit is that sort of chunky green trimming coming down here. If they'd gone for like a nice collar all the way around and kept that bit purple, I think I'd be digging this one a little bit more. And I like some of the detailings they've got on it as well. But that style they've gone for, along with that hideous sponsor, Bristol City, there was so much potential with this one, but for me that's getting like a 4 out of 10. I'm not feeling that one at all. It does give off Barney the dinosaur vibes, that's all I'll say. After that we then get to the Brentford kit. Thankfully this one can resume my sanity. A black away kit's always going to do it for me, always up there in the top tier. And Umbro haven't been messing around with this one. We didn't mention the Brentford home kit last time either because it hadn't been released. That one really solid effort. That gets like an 8 out of 10 from me. But this away kit, I like what they've gone for. Brentford may have messed around with the design of the stadium, making those multicoloured seats, but they've not messed around with their kits this year. That away kit for me, 9 out of 10. Next up to the Cardiff kits. Now we didn't touch on their home one from last time around. They kept it fairly simple. Sponsor maybe, albeit a little bit too big, but they've played it fairly safe with that one. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Moving on to the away kit though, I really don't like it. It's the colour for me which just isn't doing it. That's going to be personal preference. It just looks a bit washed out and tired. I don't look at that kit and get excited. I also think it's a little bit weird how the sponsor is so high up on that shirt. I don't know if it's the picture I'm looking at, but the sponsor is literally right under the badge. This Cardiff kit, if I'm being honest with you, it's a bit of a lazy effort. 4 out of 10 from me. I'm not digging it. Next up to Coventry, another side who we didn't touch on their home kit from last time. Hummel let me down with that Bristol City away kit. But they brought me back with this Coventry home kit. Oh my god, this is up there as one of my favourites, I've got to say. It's a throwback kit with the design pattern they've got going on at the bottom of the shirt, and there's always a danger when you try and blend two styles into one that it can look like two kits sewn together, but this one, I think it fades in really well. The blue looks nice, sponsor fits in well. That home kit's like a 9 out of 10 for me, that's banging. And then for the away kit, which I'm also a fan of, I think they've done a nice job on this one. Not digging as much as I was the home kit, but I like the concept of this one. Similar to the Blackburn home kit with the two colours in the reversal on the sleeves. The black and red I think looks really nice, 8 out of 10, but that home kit, phew, wow. After that we then get to Derby County. Now I mentioned this one in my last video. Derby have had some of the best kits in the Championship over the past few years. This time round from Umbro, they just look a little bit boring. Even the away kit here, which has got the two different colours on with some white trimmings, it just looks a little bit dull to me. I mean, compare this Derby kit to this Derby kit, or even this Derby kit. You go back to this one, and it just leaves a little bit to be desired. 5.5 out of 10, not feeling it. Next up we got the Huddersfield kit. Now this runs into an issue of looking a bit like a training top for me. Huddersfield fans, would you agree? Huddersfield home kit, I was all over it. That one looked really clean, but this one, there's nothing per se wrong with it, but I'm not feeling that one as much. Now the third kit, that stands out, but the away kit leaves a little bit to be desired. 6 out of 10, it's not awful. After that we then get to the Luton Town away kit. Now they've done something different with this one, and I think they've pulled it off, you know. It's a little bit wacky with the design pattern they've got on the lower half of the shirt, but it actually fits in quite well to the rest of it. The blue trimmings on the white, the sponsor doesn't ruin it as well. It actually fits in quite nicely to it with the colour scheme it's got. I think that's a clean looking shirt. Umbro in today's video have been a little bit hit and miss, but this one's doing it for me, 8 out of 10. Then we get to the Middlesbrough away kit. Now I was feeling the home kit, but the away one, oh my god. Now this one is close to being an absolute banger. Only thing that ruins it a little bit is that massive, gigantic 32 red sponsor and then the set your limits, because apart from that, I'm feeling everything about this one. The black and blue stripes look fantastic. I like how they've done the badge on it as well. 8.5 out of 10, so close to perfection. Just that 32 red spoils it a little bit. Millwall, as of recording, yet to release their away kit, so we'll have to jump into that one later. So next up we have Norwich City. Now they've gone for an interesting concept this time round. It doesn't really look like a Norwich kit to me. To be honest, I think that's because it's in blue, but overall as a kit concept, it's not too bad. Kieran Dowell's going to feel right in at home. It's got shades of Wigan's kit from last season, this one with the pinstripes. But to be honest with you, it's not too bad of a looking kit, albeit it has got a few shades of Ipswich in there. I'd still give that a 7 out of 10. After that we then get to the Nottingham Forest away kit. Now this is one that I think has split the fan base from what I've seen, at least from the reaction on Twitter. Now it's certainly a unique one with those ripples it's got on it. On the right person that kit looks quite nice, but there has been the suggestion that the average football fan, those lines may not be too kind to you. I think what ruined this kit a little bit for me is I saw what the reversal of this kit could look like if it was yellow with blue stripes, and that looked fantastic. I think I am a bigger fan of that one, but this one, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. I'm still giving it a 7 out of 10. After that we then get to North End. Now the North End, the actual shirt itself, I don't mind. I think it looks quite nice, albeit it does look a little bit like a training top as well. It falls into that category. The gripe I have with this kit though is the shorts look like such a mismatch because it's a completely different shade of blue. So when I was watching us playing the friendly the other day in this kit, it just looks like a real mismatch of a kit. The shirt itself I'm a fan of. I'd give that like as high as an 8, but the shorts just make it look a little bit weird that it drags it down, maybe even as far to like a 6 or a 7. Just in real life it looks like a bit of an odd one. Next up to QPR's away kit. Now I wasn't feeling the home kit at all. I gave that I think my lowest score last time. The away kit is a lot better though, albeit the exact same as the Forest home kit, but the sponsor and the badge fits in really well to this with the white trimmings going on around it. For the sake of fairness and consistency, I think I have to give this one the same rating that I gave the Forest home shirt, don't I? So for that reason this one's getting a 6.7 out of 10. Reading's away kit this season, another red one. Quite a few Championship clubs going for this. Now they've tried to switch it up with this pattern. If it was like a half and half one, then I could see where they were going. It would have been similar to Forest one last season who did it with the blue. But at the bottom, it's just, it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Those lines at the bottom just look a little bit off-putting to me. I was a massive fan of the Reading home kit, but the away one not doing it for me, 5 out of 10. Rotherham away this season, solid effort. The pinstripes look quite nice on this one. It's got that Puma design to it with what a lot of clubs have got going on around the shoulders, but pinstripes can be a little bit hit and miss, but I think it brings out the best of this shirt. It's one of those where the sponsor's not too in your face, it doesn't ruin it or anything like that, it fits in with the rest of it. Solid kit, 7 out of 10. Next up to Sheffield Wednesday. I wasn't kind to the Wednesday home kit. Do I like the away kit though? No, I'm so sorry Sheffield Wednesday fans, but this kit is not doing it for me either. It's one that I need to see in person, I feel like. It's different, isn't it? At least they've tried to make it different, I'll give them that. But as I look at that now, it really doesn't do it for me. Maybe I'll change my mind when I see it in person, if I can see it in person. Obviously it's camouflage. The badge gets lost in it as well, and to me personally, just looks a bit bland. It's another 4 out of 10. That may change when I see it in person though. Next up we then get to the Stoke City away kit, and I can't lie, this one's up there for me. They have done a very good job with this one. Love the design pattern, love the colour scheme on this one. The yellow one, it looks great. I like how they've redone the badge with that colour scheme as well. The zigzags on the sleeves look great. It's got a bit of like that Nigeria look about it in terms of the kit design. Stoke, by the way, they beat Leeds 3-0 in pre-season the other day. They've been on it, haven't they? But nah, this kit's right up there for me. 9 out of 10 for me. Big fan. But then we get to the Swansea kit, which just hits you in the face. Now, how did Swansea go from this home kit, which I was a massive fan of, to this away kit? Now, some people are going to absolutely love this one. It's a bit of a Marmite one, isn't it? I think you can probably tell by my reaction so far that I'm not particularly feeling it. Don't get me wrong, I rate that they've gone for something different in a world where templates are the commonplace now. Swansea have at least tried to switch it up with this one, but they're switching it up and then there's just making a monstrosity. The bottom of it looks like origami or something, sort of piled on top of each other, and compared to the rest of the kit, just looks a little bit odd. It might grow on me throughout the season. These sorts of kits have done that in the past. Time being though, not feeling it. 3 out of 10. Next up to Watford. I think it's fair to say that all the budget for the Watford kits this year went on that extravagant home shit, because the away one, it's just a white kit, isn't it? Nothing wrong with it. They've kept it fairly simplistic, which I think was probably needed to balance out the extravagance of the home one. Maybe could have done with a few more detailings here and there, but they've got the red on it as well. It's alright, but it does leave a little bit to be desired for me. 6 out of 10. And then finishing today off with the Wycombe kit. Once again, Dreams makes the return. Pink still looks a little bit out of place on this one as well, like it did on the home shirt, but I do feel this one a little bit more than the home kit. They've got an interesting design pattern on it. There's got like faint triangles, bit of trigonometry going on in the middle of the shirt there. I actually quite like a yellow away kit as well, although I can't help but feel like they could have done something a little bit different on the sleeves or something like that to spice it up a little bit. It's a solid effort though. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. But guys, there you have it. There is every championship away kit which has been released so far. If you'd like to see me go over some more kits, either goalkeeper or third kits, which we do have some interesting ones that have been released so far in the championship, then make sure to leave a like and share the support on today's video. But apart from that guys, that will wrap it up, so thank you so much for watching. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and please do stick around and subscribe for a bit of regular championship content as we are heading into this new season. The videos are going to be continuing to be rolled out. But apart from that guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.